Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to another Vobes show. Hello, I'm Richard Vobes, and this is the show for you if you're just watching it. Welcome. It's the 29th of June 2020, and we have a special theme on tonight's show, but more about that a little later. Let us first of all say hello to everybody out there who's tuned in. And in the Vobosphere tonight, we have Ed Loud. We have Elaine Whitelock, who says, hello, Richard, and thanks for being there throughout this difficult time. I never fail to watch Love from That Woman Who Was a Guest to Find Your Address. Yes, I'm still here. Excellent. I'm so pleased. I'm just going to read that bit again. It was difficult to... I never failed to watch Love from That Woman Who Was on a Quest. Oh, a quest to find your address. Yes, sorry, I misread it. Lovely to have you here. We also have Ernie Samet, the lovely Julia, Ken... I nearly said Ken Livingston then, but Ken Livingston is definitely not on the show. Jeff Kellison is what I actually meant to say. It's funny how the brain puts different words into your head. Linda Kane, hello to you. Nice to see you. Who says also hello. Days of Yore, Ernie, I think I've said. Andrew Norris, what ho. Ed Loud, Morton Lewis, Ron Langley, hello to you. Roy Ballinger, to you, hello. Peter Lowry, good to see you. Peter, I think you made a nice comment about my video on books, because I know you like books, and I like books. We all like books. Books are great, and books are on my shelf. And do you know, I just got a nice book this morning. I came through earlier, all about Winston Churchill. But when I'm going to get time to read that, I do not know, because I've got a whole load of other books which I've stupidly ordered. I have so many books. I haven't got time to do the show anymore, make videos. I've got to read all these books. Hello to Glastonbury Gabriel, to Andrew Sandell, to Ramiboo, to Steve G, to Gardening Hints and Tips. Hello to Gardening Hints and Tips. To David Keel. David Keel. Are we going to have a laugh at your expense? Hilarious video from David is in today's show. I won't say too much of that, but I have to say my jaw dropped to the floor, David, when I watched that. I have never... You are a braver man than I am. You really are. Oh, my goodness. I have to say that was hilarious. Everyone will enjoy that. You've got to stay and watch David Keel's video. Also to Mike Stevens, hello to Michael Angel, to Angie Ferner, hello to you, to the Veg Grower podcast, to Sean's Allotments, and Richard Upton, scanning at home with Mindy. Nice to see you again. And Andy Kendrick at Kevin's Rambles, who's just walked in the doors. He's been out on a long walk. So there we go. Excuse me, having a little slurp of my coffee. Coffee on the screen. Anyway, here we all are, and it's nice to be here. We've got some fantastic... We have some fantastic videos. I have to say, it's some days, you know, you wake up in the morning and you have a look and you think, oh... I haven't really got any videos to play. I wonder if what will come in, the excitement, what will come in? Who's going to send something in? What will it be? And we have some fascinating and interesting videos for you tonight. Really, really chuffed with the lineup that we have. And little surprises along the way too. Yes, you know who you are. You know who you are. Surprises by the door. Anyway, so we'll get cracking, just making sure everyone's arrived, because we're going to set the pace up here a little bit. So we're going to start off with a video, because this video is setting the theme. Now, if you want to do this, if you want to set the theme for a show and go out with your phone or whatever camera you've got and say, hello, Vobesters, this is what I think the theme for the show should be, and this is my reasons why, then it would be absolutely superb. It would be great. But, ladies and gentlemen, I'm not going to tell you what it is. There's somebody far, far better, more talented than a poor, mere one-eyed baldy in Worthing. There is a man on the other side of, I don't know, what sea is it that you're near? Anyway, it doesn't matter. For the moment, gives it all too much away. Let's go into the box of tricks. Monsieur Le Norris. Yes, Mr. Norris is setting the theme for us today, and you will find it is rather special.
Hello, Vobes. I thought of an idea for a theme for discussion tonight, and that is, how would you describe joy? What words would describe joy for you? Now, for me at this particular moment, joy would be encapsulated in 3 words: river, stick, dog. This dog.
How about that, ladies and gentlemen? Just a word of warning, if you are making a video and you do use your phone, don't jump into a river with it. You do need a waterproof phone. That was brilliant. Wasn't that amazing? That was sensational. I loved it. And the fact that Andrew, obviously at great expense to himself and danger because of all the crocodiles and sharks that are in that river, he actually had to get into the water and swim out so that he could get those shots. It's a huge peril and risk to himself. So, yeah, and of course, Andrew, as you know, can't swim. And as a result of that, the Croatian lifeboat services were called out, as well as the winching machine was put into use in a helicopter. Oh, what joy. What joy it is. So there we are. That is the theme, ladies and gentlemen. Joy. What brings you joy? How do you define joy in your life? And you can give me a call on the special Vobes Showbie number. 07934746790 is the number to ring, and you can ring me and tell me what gives you joy in your life. What is it? What is it in life that brings you joy? Happy birthday. At Home with Mindy says, could we say happy birthday to Connor's Dark Corner? He's 22. Is that today or tomorrow? I can't remember what you said there. Now it's just, I can't find it. Hello to Tim Williams, by the way. And Days of Yore. Can't remember if you said that. And Graham Case and Cass, rather. And there was somebody else who just came in there at the end, and I can't find it, but there we are. Hello to you. I do try to notice these things. I'm trying to find you at Home with Mindy. You seem to have vanished. But anyway, there we are. Tomorrow, there we are. Happy birthday, Connor, for tomorrow. 22! You beat me to it. I'm only 21. I can't wait to be 22. Yes. Oh, almost a grown-up. Almost, but not quite. Entirely without cheese. What? Yeah, so what is joyous to you? Now, there's lots of joyous things. One of the things that you might find joyous in this life is going out and about and selecting something to eat from the fields or from the trees. You might go and pick something and place it in your mouth and think, do you know, this is absolutely delicious. What joy it is. Spit the stones out. But what joy it is. Well, somebody who did exactly that is young Josephine Suter. She's been out picking something from the trees. Have a look.
We are cherry picking in Washington, West Sussex, off the A24 with Mum. There she is, Lily. Enjoying it. In the distance is Chankdamy Ring, you can see there. Okay. Mum?
All the cherries on there.
Wow, it's like the tropics.
More cherry than tree.
Huh? What was that?
More cherry than tree.
Oh, yummity, yummity, yummity. How about that, cherries? What joyous thing that is. That would bring joy to me. I love cherries. I love cherries. Absolutely love them. Gosh, it's making my mouth water. Do you know, when you play a video like that, it's one of those weird things you just wish you could just delve into the video itself and just grab a pummit of cherries. And I don't need to, because by my door, ladies and gentlemen, earlier this evening, I found these. I found these with a note. Says, "Hello, Vobes. Have been cherry picking. Some for you to enjoy. Best wishes, Josephine S." Ha ha! Look at this. Left. Oh my goodness! Look at how lovely they are. Oh, this is joy. This is amazing. How about that? Would you like one? Help yourself. Anyone? Not that one. It's poisoned. No, the rest are all right, though. Yeah. Cool. Thank you so much, Josephine. That is so kind. I may well be seeing the lovely Julia tomorrow, possibly going for a walk, although it does threaten rain. So we may have to sort of put our wet stuff on. I'll take a couple of these round. I may have eaten them all by then, but... Oh! They are nice. They are very nice. Oh, I may not be taking them round to the lovely Julia's. I may be just scoffing them myself. Excuse me a moment. Lovely. So, there we go. Some cherries. Thank you so much. That's so kind. That's really, really... There's hundreds in there. Picked by your fresh hands, dipped in COVID. What? Oh dear, oh dear. Now, I noticed somebody up there said that they thought in the Andrew Norris video, stick dog, what was it? River, stick dog, would end up being a what 3 words location. So I did actually go and look that up. And apparently it is a place called, near St. Louis in America, called Trenton or somewhere. Although it's River Stick Dogs. There wasn't a River Stick Dog. They don't seem to have one. So anyway, I just had to go and look that up. Thank you so much, Josephine. These are delicious. If you fancy giving us a call, anybody, you are very much welcome to give me a call on 07934746790. If you ring, I'm afraid to say you don't get one of these lovely... Oh, it's funny. Oh, yeah, there it is. You don't get one of these cherries, I'm afraid. Oh. Lovely. Give us a call, we'll have a chat, find out what is joyous for you. The things that are joy. Joy, I mean, there's so many ways to look at that, isn't there? There's so many things that you could say is joyous. Lots of little things. There's things that money can't buy, really, I think. Let's have a look and see what comments have been coming in. I've got some stuck between my teeth. Linda Kane says that joy is an unexpected view, music, or a bold explorer video. Well, I wouldn't necessarily go that far, but that's very kind of you. Joy is to have your birthday read out on the Bald Explorer, on the Vobe show. Of course, that's I can imagine that. Great year for cherries, says the Veg Grow podcast. They are. And Andrew asks, so many cherries, love to know how they keep the birds away. And that is true. You would think that an orchard of cherries would just be a terrible thing, or a magnet for birds to come. So do they cover them with netting? They can't really. I couldn't see. Or is there a big glass dome over the place? How do they stop the birds? Surely there's not a man there with a gun or a water sprayer or something. Something followed by coffee and a slice of cake is a joy, says Linda Kane. That must be the video, I suppose. Having watched one of my videos, you need something. Ron Langley saying, nice video. Thanks, lovely Josephine, says the lovely Julia. Sorry I'm late, says the Anglo-Saxon travelling duo. No problem, Barry. That really takes the pip. Yes, it does. Oh, I've been eating a lot of black cherries, says Ramiboo. I'd like black cherries in yoghurt, actually. Hiya, floating your boat. There they are. Hello, how are you? Have you been growing any cherries on your canal boat, on your narrow boat? I have rather a large selection here. Somebody's giving us a call, which is very, very nice. I'm just looking for the headphones. Hang on a minute. Hang on. I'm hello to the caller, but hang on. I've got to put the head. Not set up at the moment. Just a second. Where is it? Hello.
Hello, everyone. It's Ed Loud.
Hello, Ed Loud. Sorry about that. For a moment there, I couldn't find my headphones. The last thing I'd thought of putting in front of me on the show. But it's here now.
You've got them now. That's great.
Yeah.
Oh, aren't the videos good tonight? That's already 2 heartwarming videos. They were lovely.
Oh, yeah, we got some more as well, I can tell you.
Oh, brilliant. I thought I'd answer the 2 questions that you've posed so far.
Oh, good. Yes. What's up?
Yeah, so the second one was, how do they stop the birds eating all the cherries?
Yes, how do they?
Well, you need to start the season before, and you get a species of bird that mimics and can talk, like a parrot. And you tell it that cherries are poisonous to young birds, and then it goes and translates that into bird language and tells all the other birds that cherries are poisonous.
Is that what you're making that up?
No.
But they said that. Well, I thought that maybe that there was some sort of scarer thing that effectively is saying that.
I would think they probably do something to scare them. Maybe a scarecrow or one of those cannons that go off or something.
They must do something because it.
Of course, Andrew Norris would know all about cannons.
Why would he know about cannons?
Oh, he when he first lived near that tower that he filmed.
Oh,
and they were
God,
setting
yes,
off
of
a cannon,
course.
Yes.
Yes, that's right. Yes, you only need one of those to deafen you every 10 seconds.
Yes.
That would be, yeah.
Yeah, and just joy, to me, joy is a big green space, a bit of food and a friend, and just walking around like that all day makes me happy. So
yes, I can imagine.
I did put in the chat box what 3 words I thought of. I think it was space, green, and companion. So yeah, that makes me happy. That's
Space,
joy
green,
to
and
me.
companion. Where does that take you?
Yeah, just being out in the field with someone to chat to, and that'll keep me happy. So that's my answer.
I'm just looking it up. Space, green, companion on what 3 words website? Where does that take you? Oh, Space, green, companion takes me. I'm just looking. I'm trying to get. Oh, wait a minute. What country are we in? Brazil. We're in Brazil. Can I cut to the? Can't. Oh yeah, sort of. I can sort of cut to the thing. That's not actually the lovely Julia there, just in case people can see that. Hang on. It's no, not that one. I'm just trying to get rid of the. Is that it? No, that's the overlay. If you're watching at home, this is all in black and white. Yeah. So on what 3 words website? There we are. Space green compact. This is a game, isn't it? This is a game. We could play this. You put 3 words in, and we work out something about the location. But if I zoom right in on this, it doesn't give us a huge amount. Oh,
well, Brazil's quite fitted anyway, so
yeah, but it's definitely
I'm
green.
rather
Look at that.
nuts, So
We've definitely got a lot of green.
yeah, it's sad. It's all getting burnt in Brazil, though, isn't it? So much of it's getting ruined.
Well, that is true.
It's a terrible plight for the world. But anyway, I don't want to keep you any longer because I could talk for England. But I'm going to sit back and enjoy the show, and I'm sure everyone else will. So I wish you good night.
Thank you very much, Ed. It's so nice to hear from you, and I'm glad you're okay.
Take care. Bye.
Look after yourself. Bye-bye. There we are. Ed Loud giving us Space Green Companion. A green companion from space could be an alien, of course. And it's always nice to talk to an alien. Hang on, I've just got to get back into getting rid of that. There we go, that's better. Thank you very much for that. We'll go to another video in a second, but there's lots of interesting bits and pieces. That's magic, says Floating Our Boat. There's a chili con carne plant there. I haul beans. This is Jeff Kellison, who hauls beans to Trenton, Missouri. Is that in Missouri? Is that where it was in Missouri? That said Illinois. I thought St. Louis was. Anyway, I don't know. Anyway, there's a chili con carne place. A chili con carne place. That sounds just a bit. Isn't that a meal that you make? But is it just famed for? Or maybe it's a restaurant or something, or a factory. Who knows? Joy is being able to finally book a holiday, says Robert Croser. Yeah, I guess that's true. The joy might not be coming back into the country again if you've got to wait 14 days in sterilisation fluid. Julia says Sean's allotment and home said they send a hawk up above the cherries a few times a week. Well, I'm blowed. Is that how they do it? Thanks, Julia, for showing me that. Sometimes I miss them. By the way, if you are wanting to address me directly, I think if you put the @ sign in front of the Vobes show, when you type that in, it will actually highlight it for me, because I see everybody's, but I see all the conversations. So sometimes I'm trying to pick out an individual thing. So if you just put the @ sign and then the Vobes show, it gets highlighted in orange and I quickly can see it. So that's it. Michael Angel says that's an awful lot of coffee in Brazil. Is that Brazil? What is that? All coffee plantations? This is America, says Jeff. He says we do canned chili. Yeah, I know you do. I know. I go to my filing cabinet and here we go. We have some tomato. Oh, wait a minute. Hang on. Where's the chili one? Here we go. There we are. Chili in a can. Which is superb. Whereas I have got 2 little cherries. Anyway, time for another video. Looks nice. Oh, here we go. Sean's got the idea. Joy is to be flown in a Spitfire, says Ernie. I'd love to go up in a Spitfire. I'd just love to sit in a Spitfire cockpit. Sean says they also send a hawk up above Oxford Street to stop pigeons. Oh, that's brilliant. It's great to see the hawks being used. I'm sure they don't object to that. Fran says just sent a woven scarf to St. Louis in Missouri. Oh, it is in Missouri. Oh, there we go. How nice. I have to say, if you haven't checked out Floating Your Boat's scarves and their, what do you call this? Not horse riding. I'm not horse riding. I don't know what. It's not typewriting. That was a scuttle thing or shuttle or something. Weaving. That's the word. If you haven't checked out her weaving on the is it called Itsy Bitsy, Dripsy Mipsy? I forget what they call it. It's the craft making place. It's a website. If you go to Float Your Boat on YouTube, and then there's a link, and you'll see some amazing things. I'm gonna have to put an order in to have one. I need to clear a space. Gonna have to put an order in to have one of your fine are they tapestries? Weavings? What would you call them? I don't know what you call them. I'm now showing my ignorance. My father always used to say, Richard, don't show your ignorance. It's like, how do you not show your ignorance when you don't know anything? You can't help it. Anyway, Superb. Who's she? Oh, yeah, Superb. Oh, great friend of mine. Superb. I love her. Love her. Superb. Oh, my goodness. Yeah, we were going to show another video, weren't we? That's what we were going to do. So get on with it, Vobes. All right, thank you. So we do have some fantastic videos. This is different. We've got the travelling duo back again, the Anglo-Saxon travelling duo. But just as Fran and Rich think they're the only viewers who happen to be in a boat, not anymore. We have another boating pair on a canal, as it happens, but not in a narrow boat.
Hello everybody, welcome back to another video. We are on the Basingstoke Canal, starting from Greywell at the end of the canal of where you can go.
We're now passing King John's Castle in North Walnborough, sometimes called Odium Castle. Hopefully we'll be able to get to see that. It's 800 years old. And there it is. It's where King John left to sign the Magna Carta up in Runnymede. boy to row now. We're just coming into Odium Wharf by the Water Witch pub. And it's very windy, so it makes it very hard to row against. But the boys can manage it. He's a bit small, so he struggles to put the oars in, but he still manages to do it well.
Turned back. Might be a bit too late to say that now, but we've now turned back and now we're heading back. Is this called the Swan Bridge?
Yeah.
We're now going under the Swan Bridge. Right, we're now about to go under a very low bridge.
You certainly see life differently from the water, don't you? Especially when you're low in the water. It certainly gives a different type of feel. And marvellous stuff. You guys get about. And I was impressed. Didn't see much of the boat, but you could tell it was inflatable. Is it that you can deflate it and shove it in the car, or do you have to carry it on a roof rack, Barry? That looked really, really good fun. Thanks for sharing that. And Faden, blimey, look at him. I mean, you'd think in a few weeks' time, the muscles on him as he's going down the Amazon would be amazing. It would be rapids next. You're always welcome to bring your boat to Worthing in a storm. You get some nice rough weather down here occasionally and swing round the legs of the pier. That would be fun. I've actually got a kayak, a plastic kayak in my back garden, and I've only ever used it a couple of times. When I had the trouble with my eye, I couldn't use it because it was I couldn't see pretty much for 4 years. I couldn't open my eyes and see things very easily, but that's another story. But then when I lost the eye, now I'm always worried of it tipping over and me falling into the water and my eye falling out. And I mean, you could wear goggles and things, but you know, who wants to wear goggles when you're on a kayak going along just on a nice calm sea? So I don't know what to do with it. I know my new neighbour, actually, who's just moved in, he looked at it and he was interested in buying one. So I may well sell it to him or loan it to him. He can go and borrow it. Anyway, thank you for that. And talking of boats, floating our boat. Sorry, I keep saying floating your boat. I don't mean to get that wrong. please don't take offence. I don't want you coming steaming down in Constanza round the coast to come and duff me up, because I'll shut the door. So floating hour boat, yes, I've got it. It's in there. Anyway, you say your Etsy store is empty. So, well, we look forward to the next weaving session and getting one. But I'm definitely going to order something. I think it will look nice. I need to make some space, though. I need to rejig the back of the studio to make that really nice. Oh, sorry, you can, of course, somebody's bound to be itching to call in on 07934746790. Tell us what joy it is for you. What is your joys in life? Me, I do love getting out and about and walking in all sort of places. I love having space to myself. I love watching nature. The sad thing is, though, the more joy you seem to get in your life, the more I get worried that it's all going to disappear. Sean says, I'd like to see you do a video in a coracle. I would like to do that. I know that Griff Rhys-Jones did a series of rivers going years ago now, and I had planned to do something just like that. Then his series came out and I thought, oh, if I do that, everyone will think I'm just copying. But that's what one of the things the Bald Explorer wanted to do. I've got a coracle as well. It lives in Shrewsbury, and I was hoping to do a thing about going on the coracle down the river. Hello to the caller calling in on the Vobie One-Eyed Kenobi show.
Good evening, Richard. It's Fran.
Hello, Fran. How are you?
I'm all right. I thought I'd better take a bit of a break from the weaving for a minute to speak to you.
Are the orders piling in now?
I can't weave quick enough. I can't even get things as far as the Etsy store because people are phoning up or messaging and asking for them.
Oh,
so
can you not get Richard at it? Bit of slave labour.
He's not impressed.
Oh dear.
He's my colour consultant, I have to say.
Oh, is he?
He's really the artistic one of the team, and so he does contribute to what colours I need to add to stuff.
They are magical things that you make.
The thing is with that weaving is it's really difficult to take orders from people because it just depends what mood I'm in.
Right.
And if people ask for something in particular, it just does not work. I sit there and it has to be just spontaneous, really.
Yes.
So,
yeah. I mean, I can imagine that with a lot of things, that when people commission you to do something, there's an added pressure than if you've created something and people go, "Oh wow, I like that."
Yeah.
Because
and the thing is with this weaving is I've often always said it's inspired really from what we see around us. So I might see, I've got a wall hanging along there at the moment. It's called mallard because I was looking at the colours in the mallard, and suddenly I think, oh yeah, here we go. We'll do that one. So it just depends. But
because I was looking in your shop the other day, and I think I don't know whether that one was on it, but there was a number that were named after ducks or something like that. Yeah. There's been flowers, ducks. I've done. We did that walk and sent you a video of White Nancy. Oh yeah. And I wove that, and I did actually have to do that twice because I wove it for us and then sold it, and I had to weave another one. How long do they take to weave? In hours, probably about 12 hours, I guess, for a wall hanging. A scarf will take me over a week, really, just doing it in bits and bobs. You can't sit for the whole time to do it. But about a week, I guess. And I mean, they're on the site and they're reasonable money. And I mean, if you were to charge sort of £10 an hour, God. I'd never sell them. It's just because I enjoy doing them. Yes. It's nice, and it helps with the boat fees and the funding and stuff. But, yes, absolutely. You can't. But Etsy is like that. People do some amazing work and sell amazing things for such silly money on there because people won't pay for the talent, I think. No, we've got used to mass production, haven't we? That's the trouble. Unfortunately, yeah. But but the difference you get when you get something that's made by a craftsperson over mass production. Mass production might be great for cheapness and for speed and stuff. But when you've got something like that, there's a connection. You've got a connection with somebody who actually cared about the product.
Yes, yeah, there is. But I will willingly make you a scarf. Having said I don't do all orders, but if you give me a hint of your favourite colours, then I'll see what I can do.
Oh. Well, I'm happy to buy it. Please don't do it for nothing.
No, I'll tell you what, we'll swap it for a guided walk.
Oh, right. Okay. A guided walk.
You can give us a walk somewhere, take
Yes.
us for a walk.
Okay.
And we'll do your scarf.
Fant-
I say that's the royal we.
Yes. Right, you're on. Well, we're very close now, aren't we, to the 4th of July, where we can actually go bed and breakfast and stay overnight officially and not be seen to be flouting the rules. So, we'll have to...
Well, we're heading down, as soon as we're free to stay over, we're actually heading down to family in Brighton.
Oh, are you?
In the next, yes. Yeah, so maybe we can team up with you at that point and go for a little walk with you. That would be good. And the lovely Julia.
Yes. Well, we could take you up on the down somewhere where it's where there's something interesting to
fantastic
to see. Because I know you like your hill walks.
We do. Yes. Yeah.
Oh, that would be amazing.
Now, cherries. I'm going to talk to you about cherries.
Oh, good.
Well,
yes. Help yourself.
You can net cherry trees. They do net cherry trees, and I don't know how they do it, but you have massive nets that go over the cherry trees.
Right.
To protect your cherries.
Yes.
We've had, there's loads of cherry trees on the canals this year, and we've tasted a few and they have been horrible. Found a lovely one a couple of days ago. I went and bought all the jam sugar. Rich has gone back today and every single cherry has gone.
Oh, no. Oh.
So that's the end of that little
And
pleasure.
the cherries that you can eat, are they a special variety? It's not wild. Is it just wild cherry on the?
Yeah. Well, I don't know. They do have special varieties, for gardens and nurseries. But you can eat some of the wild cherries. Some are really bitter. The ones we tried the other day were really bitter. But yeah.
And what do you make? What do you make with them?
Well, there you go. I have steeped them in vodka before now, and
yes.
with sugar, and leave them for a few months, and you get the sort of cherry. You can get cherry branded cherry vodka that way. But yeah, cherry. I was going to make jam. That's all. But never got that far.
Never got that far. Oh no! What a shame. Well, you've got all the ingredients. So if you just happen to see a tree, you can just sort of pull on the anchor.
Yeah.
Bit of nautical expression there. Pull on the anchor. What was that? Pull on the anchor. Sorry.
I don't think I want to go there.
No. Oh dear. Yeah, what I meant was you can stop the boat and leap off and grab the cherries. Pull on the anchor. Yeah. Oh right. So
In
they
fact,
do net them.
We did stop the boat for blackberries a couple of years ago on the Thames. That was the canal.
Yes.
The best blackberries I've ever had, because nobody can get to them unless you're on a narrowboat.
Yeah.
Because that's it.
Because and that must be another of the advantages of being on a boat, is that you can get to certain places that people on foot couldn't ordinarily get unless they've got to do a long traipse to get there.
Exactly. Yes.
And all right. Yeah. So that's very fascinating. And as you said, I love blackberries.
Blackberry is fantastic. And so I'll give you one more little story before I go.
Okay.
As a child, my dad was a train driver, and he used to. This is before so many trains were on the line, and he used to drive the goods trains on out of Liverpool Street. They used to call them boat trains. So I guess he used to go up to Ipswich and places like that. But he used to drive the train too fast, so that he could then park it and pick the blackberries off of the railway line. And he would bring home fantastic blackberries, really fantastic. But obviously, this is in a different age.
Yes. I thought you were going to say that he slowed the train right down so that he could just pick them off.
No, just stopped it.
Just stopped it. Gosh. What, with passengers on board? Oh, no, because it was freight. It's freight, yes.
Just freight train.
It's freight, yeah, golly. That must have been a different age. What a dear age. And as you go around, let me just ask you this before you go. As you go around on the boat, do you see from today, or sort of the modern day times, to when you were a child, the same abundance of things like blackberries and cherries and things?
Yeah, what do you mean?
Do you feel that they're still because I have memories of going blackberry picking with my parents on old farms and things where it was perfectly fine to do that, and the everything seemed to be laden with fruit, and you'd come back with bowls and bowls. Now I know that when I'm doing some of my walks, I'm looking at the blackberries and going, cool. Last year seemed to be last autumn was very laden. Everything was laden, cherries and all sorts of stuff. But sometimes I still feel that access to all these places seem to be much more restricted and limited than it once seemed. Maybe I'm looking at it through, child eyes and romantic visions.
I think that everything is much more pristine now, and things are not left to grow wild. Everything has to be neat and tidy everywhere, and things aren't allowed to grow. The hedges are all trimmed and cut back far too often, so things are not allowed to grow wild as they were. There aren't the wild places, are there?
No.
There were, I think, when we were children. I think the canal is a little bit different. It's a little bit more protected, except for towpaths, but you better not get me to go there because I'm going to get myself into trouble if I start talking about that.
We'll save that for a quiet time on our walk.
Yes.
On our guided walk. Yeah. So lovely to hear from you.
But we'll definitely take you up on that. We'll be up or down in the next month, I hope, and so we look forward to seeing you.
So what do? You just leave the boat up there because you're near getting on towards the Llangollen now, aren't you?
We are, yes. Hopefully in the next few weeks. We'll just find somewhere safe to moor it for a few days. It's usually fine. You leave it among other boaters and it's fine. It's not a problem.
Then how do you then? Do you have to come on the train? Was that what you did? Plan a route?
We will have to hire a car. We will have to hire, I think, to get down there. Unfortunately, get back behind the wheel again. But I very much look forward to it. It'll be great. Yeah. Okay. And what's your favourite colours then, Richard?
Oh, well, I like this burgundy. It doesn't come over very well in the on the video, but burgundy seems to be a colour, and Merlot reds. I like this sort of and mustard yellow.
Right, we'll see what we can do then. I'll see if I can be inspired.
Thank you very much. That sounds amazing.
Okay.
Take care.
Well, thanks for the show. Have a good evening.
Yeah, love to Rich, and keep up the good work.
Thank you. Adios.
Adios. Bye-bye. There we go. The lovely Fran there and Rich in the background floating our boat. Don't get it wrong, Mr. Vobes. How lovely to talk to another YouTube stars. And do catch up with their videos because they're so entertaining and just so envious of the freedom of it all. When you're stuck with bricks and mortar. Oh, we got another phone call. Hold on. Hello to the caller calling in.
Hello, Mr. Vobes.
Hello, Richard Suggett. How are you from the Veg Grower Podcast?
I'm very well, thank you. I've just driven back from Essex.
From Essex? Blimey.
Yes.
What was it like?
It's nice to get out,
Yeah, but what's it like on the roads now? Because it seems like normal.
I felt it was like a school holiday. There was barely any traffic.
Oh, right. Oh, okay. Monday's a new week, and it's like a deserted road.
Yeah. It only took me a couple of hours to get up to Essex.
Have you been off to see your mate Lee?
Yeah, I went up to see Lee and recorded a few podcasts, played around with some live streaming stuff. So, productive day, all in all.
That's great. And let me just before we talk, I just want to get through quick some of these comments that have come out. Lots of interesting things. Jeff Kellison saying to Gabriel, teach Vobie to pilot the drone. Yes, I'm hoping to get over to Glastonbury fairly soon. I need to talk to Gabriel about some dates. And I don't mean the variety that you spit the nuts out afterwards, or pips, whatever they are. Sean says that there are edible and ornamental cherries. Oh, right. Oh, okay. So that will understand why some are taught and what have you. And Ed Loud says, I make frozen cherry compote for putting in things like porridge or ice cream, and I make cherry syrup for mixing in drinks like cordial and shakes. Ed is very much on with the homemaking of foodstuffs, which would be, and I'm looking forward to meeting up with Ed and discussing all of that with him. And finally, in this little thing. Kevin says, Richard, do remember the plum tree we found when we went to Norfolk Broads? Oh, yeah, and the amount of blackberries there were. Absolutely, there was. That's right. I had forgotten about that. So, Richard, over to you.
Right, cherry trees.
Yes.
I've only caught the tail end of what you were asking about cherry trees.
Well, so far we've discovered from Sean that they do fire up a hawk that's supposed to stop birds from eating the cherries, and Fran said that they actually do net them as well.
Yes, combination of the two to try and prevent birds from eating the cherries.
Yes, and because that must be the number one. I mean, apart from things like frost and insects and all of that, birds just, would be the main culprit.
Yeah, I remember last year I was watching my cherry tree quite eagerly, waiting for those cherries just to get ripe. And they were literally nearly there, and overnight the birds just ate all my cherries, every single one.
Gosh. Be interesting to set a camera up overnight and do a stop frame thing, time lapse. And if you close to it, just to see, because the constant flying and throwing from the birds, or do they just sit on the branches and just peck away?
Well, I don't know how they did it on mine, because I don't think my branches were strong enough to hold the birds. So I think they must have been flying and pecking, but they literally ate all the flesh and they left the stone attached to the stem, attached to the tree.
Oh, gosh. There's an image, isn't it? They've just been defleshed.
Defleshed, yeah.
Gosh.
Yeah.
That is
quite an amazing sight.
Yeah, and so frustrating and disappointing.
It was last year. This year we managed to beat them too. I think it was last Friday or the Friday before. We went down to the allotment. We harvested all the cherries in one go, and we made a lovely cherry pie out of them.
That sounds amazing. Is it practical on an allotment to put some sort of netting over the tree? Can that work?
Well, it does work. People do it. I used to, on my old allotment over in Brighton, there was one woman right by the entrance who had a cherry tree that she netted. But unfortunately, I remember going there one day and I found a bird trapped in that netting by its foot.
Right.
And I had to cut away the netting to get that bird free, which is why I don't use that netting at all.
Well, that was my next question, actually, is, because presumably the birds don't know there's a net there until they're either on top of it or just about to crash through it, and then it must cause problems. Because I guess you've got to have it, the netting has got to be wide enough to allow your normal insects in and air, but not wide enough that birds would get through or, in theory, stuck. But, a foot can, it's like a hooks, isn't it?
Yeah, exactly. And then if it panics and it turns around and around and around, it gets more and more tangled.
Yes, yeah.
Unfortunately, what happened to this bird, unfortunately, I couldn't get all the netting off its foot. It flew away before I could really help it out. But it was free at least, and I don't know how long it had been tangled up on this netting for.
No, how awful. And you imagine that must happen quite a lot.
Yes, very much so.
Yeah.
That's one of the reasons I hate netting.
Yes, I mean, Julia's got some netting. I mean, I put it up over her allotment, and we've not had, as far as I know, because I know Julia would have told me, we've not had any birds get stuck in it. It's very square on there.
Yeah, I was going to say that's a bit more taut, and there's quite a wide gap in between. It's not a narrow gauge on that netting.
No, yeah.
So it's less likely. But more importantly, it's taut, and the netting in this particular case I'm talking about was literally on the tree. It's been thrown over the tree.
Oh, right. Oh, okay. Yeah, that's... I mean, I was imagining that there would be some form of... what would you call it? Some form of not stand. That's a stupid word. Hang on, I just need to stop the anchor. Pull on the anchor! Right. Some frame. Frame, that was the word. Yes, a frame. Some sort of frame. Pull on the anchor. Some sort of frame.
Yeah.
that would over the tree, so that the tree can breathe with the wind and move and stuff, rather than like a Christmas tree that gets put into those awful plasticky mesh, almost a string bag shoved over it.
That's it. Yeah.
Even loosely.
Exactly. I mean, the frame is the correct way to do it, and it's probably the safer way.
Yeah, because I imagine a bird would hit it, bounce off, rather than, because if the netting is taking effectively the contours of the tree, you're almost half wedged in on the, because the bird might latch onto a bit of the branch that's halfway through the netting itself, so you're just adding to the stress. Yeah. Gosh.
Yes.
Well, I have to tell you, these cherries that, and a big thank you. I have to say, it's so lovely. It was such a surprise. I did happen to see this shape past my window, and I thought, oh, maybe it's for me, maybe it's for my neighbour. Well, by the time I got to the door, whoever it was, and it was Josephine Souter, bless her, had left this huge pummit of these cherries by the door with a message. How delightful.
Are they nice and sweet, those cherries?
Oh, they are. And this was up in Ashington, I think.
Yes, I went past it just now, funnily enough, Washington.
Oh, at Washington.
I saw the pick your own. Yeah.
Is it? Do they just do cherries? Do they do other things?
No, they do other things. They do potatoes when it's potato season, door beans, onions.
What a great... I mean, I love that pick your own. I have been to a pick your own before. Did a podcast at one, funnily enough.
Yeah.
And you do end up buying more than you would normally buy in a shop, of course, because it's just abundant of stuff. And it's that sort of... I guess it's the hunter-gatherer in us that makes you... and of course, you're eating them as you go, so you actually are full up on them, and then you buy more. It's a great psychological way of selling fruit.
Yeah, well, a few weeks ago we went to the one in the Vanstone.
Oh yeah.
Between Lilhampton and Worthing, and we got 4 kilos of strawberries from there for about £20, and we ended up making 8 kilos of jam.
Wow.
So
yeah,
it'll keep us going for the year.
Do you know, for a moment there, I thought you'd said tomatoes, and you'd had 4 kilos of tomatoes that you'd made jam from, and I was thinking, tomato jam? What's that?
You can make tomato jam.
Yes, I bet you can make jam out of anything. But yeah, strawberry jam. My goodness. Jam. Well, it's great. It's great having those skills, and they're old household skills that we used to have. It's great having that, so that you can put the not waste, but the what would you call it? The excess. Thank you. To work. Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. Preserve your fruit as well as a way of preserving your produce. I mean, I quite enjoy making jams.
Oh, we'll have to have a jam session on the show, won't we? When I've got this, mixing desk and we can do stuff in the kitchen, we'll set up a show where we do some making things like preserves and cook things and all of that, and bring you in.
Yeah, that'd be fun.
That'd be fun, and we'll by that point, by the time this thing arrives, COVID and lockdown and all of that will be a long gone thing, the way life is going at the moment.
Yeah, I can't remember when I was last on the Vobes show. It's been so long.
I know. It's outrageous. It's outrageous.
It is.
Anyway, we must move on because I've got some more videos to show. But thank you so much for calling, Richard, and telling us about the netting on the cherries. Shame you're not here to share them with me, but there you go.
Yeah, sorry.
Not to
remember that for next time.
Yeah. All right, Richard. Take care.
Okay. Cheers, Richard. Cheers.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
There we go. Richard from the Veg Grower podcast. And he's been out there doing some recording up with his friend Lee in Essex, and all about the cherries. We better go and play a video, then I'll read some of the messages. How are we doing on the time? 9 o'clock. Still got plenty of time. So let's nip into the old video box. Right. Time for a laugh. This is quite amusing. How are you with cows? Are you all right with cows? Do you mind cows? they can be a bit intimidating, can't they? I mean, some people, you know, lovely Julia, she's not really fazed by cows. Yeah? Depends on the cow, doesn't it? It depends on the cow. David Keel was wandering through Yorkshire, happened to have his camera on him, and recorded this. Prepare to laugh.
That doesn't look good. What is it? Oh no. Help! What is it, a horse? Or a giant cow? That could be a bull, I'm not sure. But it looks gigantic. Oh. Not sure what to do. Hello. Yeah. Oh. Run! Quick, run! Ah! Quick, run!
What about that, ladies and gentlemen? That was, I have to say, the first time I saw that, I just laughed my socks off because I know exactly how David was feeling. Oh, my God. So they were, I think, am I right in thinking they're belted Galloways? Is that what the cows are? And that looked like a woolly mammoth, didn't it? Without the big, you know, horn things. But on the second time looking at it, you could see that there was a little bit of belted. It was like a giant belted Galloway. Absolutely colossal. I would have had brown trousers. I don't know what I would have done. I mean, if Julia was with me, I would have put her in front. I've never seen a cow that big. I have never seen. Does anybody know what kind of cow that was, or what it is? Can they grow that big? Because compared to the other cows, assuming the other cows weren't midgets, and that was just a thing, that was hilarious. That was outrageous. We have a phone call. My goodness. Hello, caller.
Hello, Bobesy. I just thought I'd drag you out of your bovine nightmare scenarios there.
Yeah. Oh my goodness. Did you see the size of it?
He was a big boy, wasn't he? Did you see the big ones that I had follow me? I'd have heard of the damn things.
Well, it's because the others were giving you the perspective is what makes them look so. Made that one and is standing there. Just stand.
Just the way he stood there going, come on, then, if you think you're hard. Come on.
Yeah, exactly. You're thinking, I don't know. And I was, everything that David was expressing would be going through my mind. And yet he persevered.
Yes, absolutely.
Oh.
Listen, the show's getting on. You got videos to put up and things. I won't take your time. I just wanted to put an idea running up deer up your flagpole and see if you saluted it, as it were.
Yeah.
To use the old drop the dead donkey vernacular.
Okie doke.
Your coracle is
Yeah.
up in Shrewsbury, isn't it? And I would love also to see you make a film about the coracle, because I think it's, again, a part of our history that covers loads of England, all the Welsh marshes, all that area.
Oh, definitely.
Really important bit of history. If you wanted to do something, as you know, my mum lives very close to your ex-partner, so I could come along and if you wanted to do something, I could run video for you and shoot the film, and you could do the coracle in because water and cameras don't mix really well, do they?
No. I mean, it's all right.
A collab, as they call it.
A collab. That sounds brilliant, because I can put as I have done, a GoPro on the coracle.
Yes.
Excuse me. We can bolt that on, so you
can give some production value to it.
Yeah, but it's, you know what it's like when you're filming yourself and you're in a boat. You can't film yourself from the seashore.
Exactly.
I mean, it's all very well us putting the camera down and doing a walk by, because that's, switch the camera and walk a little away, then walk by, come back, pick the camera up, and you've done it in less than a minute, and you haven't, but you try that in a boat.
Yeah, and I've got drones, and I've got steady cams, and I've got gimbals, and we could do something nice. It's a nice film, I think.
What's your new gadget on the pole with the gimbal attached called? The Skinterflinter cam or something. What did you call it? You still there? Hello? Don't ring off. Hello? Where's he gone? I'm connected. Sorry, we've lost the call, ladies and gentlemen. We do apologise. We are trying to patch you back into the studio. You what? Nip, cosy. Well, ladies and gentlemen, it's one of those things that you hear on the radio a lot or on the television. I think we've lost Eric. Can you patch him back in the studio? He's there. Oh no, the call. Here he comes. Sorry about that. I don't know what happened there, Gabriel.
No, that went very strange.
Could you still hear me? Because it just went.
No.
It
lost everything. The line was connected.
Yes.
And the timer was going up, but nothing happening.
Oh, I do apologise for that. I was asking you what you were saying about drones, this, that, and the other, and I've forgotten what the name of the new gadget with the gimbal on the stick thing is called.
Oh yes, that's the Arri Skinflinity.
Yes, the Skinflinity. That's right. I knew it had skinflint in it. The Skinflinity. That's brilliant.
That's the one.
We'd definitely do that. Keen to come over to Glastonbury, but
yes.
I know Harriet will let me stay at her place for free. Well, I'll buy her a meal or something, and look after her. But she'll let me stay up there in Shrewsbury. And so, on the River Severn, it's a lovely river because it's not fast flowing unless it's been flooded.
That's correct, yeah. And there's a really nice stretches just south of the town as well.
Yeah, absolutely, yeah. There's some very nice picturesque places and some bridges and things like that.
Yes.
So I'll pick you up. We must. I'll have to give you a phone call in the next during the week sometime to find out.
You do that. You got me number, haven't you?
Yeah, I think you put it on an email. But
I did.
Yeah, if you get a mo, just send it over again. And,
yeah.
Because
a filing system like mine.
Well, it's like otherwise I'll have to do a search on Gmail with your email address and then go through every bloody email and go. And although most of them are WeTransfer.
When you're an international TV star like yourself, you are going to get a fair bulk of emails, aren't you?
That is true. Yeah. Well, getting the emails, but the international bit is it's a complete lie. I only know 3 people. And you're one of them, so that's that's a good thing.
But you worked in Wales, haven't you? That's international.
Yeah, that's true. I did take my daughter into Wales, so I didn't actually go with a Welshman.
No. Probably just as well. Boy,
Well, sheep and leeks. Anyway.
Sheep and leeks, absolutely. By the cliff, they push back harder. Anyway, on that note, it's been lovely speaking.
Thank you so much, Gabriel. We've got your video lined up to cut. Actually, it is next on the list.
Oh, I better go away so you can got time to play it then.
Yeah, then it's an interesting one as well.
Thank you.
Pleasure. Take care.
Talk soon. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye. There we are. That's the Gabriel who well, we had an internet connection on the phone and it sort of, yeah, whatever. Can you believe it? I had an email. There's me doing this, and I was just seeing in the corner of my eye the vision of me doing this, and it reminded me that I had an email talking about International Star of Stage and Screen, getting emails and stuff. I did have an email from somebody last week, I think it was. Very nice chap, good intentions. This is not a criticism of him, but it made me laugh. But he did say, is it any chance that when you go out in your videos, you could stop waving your hands about? Wouldn't it be better if you did a voiceover instead? Yeah, probably. But I'm not being paid to do this, so I like standing in front of the camera waving my hands about. It's one of the joys I get from making these videos. So, Richard Vobes, the man whose hands are too loud for the deaf. Anyway, we are going to play Gabriel's, and then we got one more from Tim Williams. A nice, relaxing little video after that. So let's crack on very quickly. This is Gabriel. Now, I'm hoping this will just play when I press the button. Sometimes it doesn't do that when I'm in this thing without having to go through the video box thing, but we'll see. Anyway, here's Gabriel.
So here I am. I've come out to the Admiral Hood Monument, which is about, 3 miles out of Glastonbury. You can see it from Glastonbury, but I'm looking over there now, and I'll show you the shot I'm looking at in a second. That's actually Glastonbury Tor, you can see through the gap. And this tree line here that you can see has been cut in such a way that the view from Glastonbury, you can see this on the hillside. From any other angle, it's hidden by trees, which is kind of strange because the guy lived in Butley, not Glastonbury, but hey, what can I say? Admiral Samuel Hood, no relation to the baddie with lighty up eyes in Thunderbirds, was a bit of a geezer in the Navy around the time of Nelson, who, in those days, set a precedent that to be an admiral you could only have one arm. So Sam Hood lost his in a sea battle in 1805 and missed Trafalgar. However, a few days later, true to form, with one arm, he was made an admiral. So, that's the Hood Monument in all its glory. Running across here, as I've just discovered, is the Poldham Way. About a 6-mile walk. Runs from the Forest of Hut Hill over there up towards Walton. This is on it, and also the Windmill Hill, where I'm going to go next, is on it. So 6-mile walk. I think I might do that one. Take you along with me. Quite an impressive monument, this one. In the olden days, it used to have a door over there, which you can see in the video now. That door allowed people to go up and view from here. They could actually go to the top and look out across Glastonbury and get a really good view, but of course, vandals and everything else put a stop to all that. So on that note, I think we'll finish here and move on to our next destination. Walton Hill here is on the southeastern edge of the Poldham Hills. The Poldhams are about 10 miles long and run roughly parallel with the Mendips. While standing only 80 metres high, round here on the levels, molehills get trig points. In 1997 the hippies moved into nearby Ivythorn Hill and had a one-day festival to celebrate the 7th of the 7th, 77. True to form, there were still some camps here when I first moved to Glastonbury in 1992. Thanks for watching my video. Don't forget to like, subscribe and click that bell for notifications of when more of these get put up. Thanks. Bye.
The line there, it made me laugh. Gabriel, you are a witty man, a very witty man. I love that. I'm going to paraphrase because I probably can't remember exactly what you said. But the area is so flat that the molehills get trig points. I just thought that was genius, and I wish I'd thought of it. Yes, love it. Thank you so much. Again, another amazing video, and some of those shots, the levitating shot was rather weird, but good at the same time. So superb. Look forward to doing something on a coracle. And you're quite right. Yes, coracles, very important part of our history, and they're not taken as seriously as they should. I do need to get an outboard motor on my coracle. I can imagine bombing down the river Severn. Anyway, so that was that. Just go through some of these comments. That's the word. Henry's Adventures. This made me laugh because I know exactly. I've had this sort of thing to me. I once had someone demand that I go back to Leicestershire to remake a video because he didn't like the fact that I had made the video in the rain. Yes, I get those sort of comments. And people saying, oh, you missed, you walked straight past one thing that's precious to them, but was not really the intent of the video. And people can get quite irate about it. So I've had that, definitely. Put another shilling in the phone. Oh, yes, let's get about the thing. Tim Williams says, I think that the cow there that we saw was a cross between a Galloway and Godzilla. I think you're absolutely right there. Very common language, says Mike. How does he do that, says Henry's Adventures. Yeah, I think it's something to do with his 360 camera and time-lapse in some way or another. But he's obviously got more time on his hands to be able to experiment with with the settings, which is fantastic. His legs are so fast you can't see them move, says Ed. Looks like the Astor Column, right, Ramibu? That must be a place in America that they're both familiar with. So that's very good. Kevin Rambles says it always went there. Always went there? I'm sure you said another one that I was going to read out. Thanks for the video. Really enjoyed it. Cracking countryside and a patriotic hero celebrated too. Yes. Let's see them try and knock that statue over. Or commemorative pole. There it was again. It made me jump this time, says Dark Connors. Sorry, Collars. What? There it was again. Where was what again? Anyway, so, right, one more video, ladies and gentlemen. One more video. Nice time. We're going to relax everything down. Joy. One of the joys I actually do enjoy is being by water. I think that's maybe why I live down by the sea. Although I'm not, directly in front of the sea. But it's lovely to walk down all sorts of different times in the year. When it's very calm, it can be very beautiful. And yet when it's very rough, it can be also very beautiful, but in a more elemental way, if you like. There's something rather romantic about it. Ed says, Connor means something keeps flashing past the screen. Oh, does it? Have I got a moth? Is there a moth in here or a giant pterodactyl that I don't know about? Sorry about that. I will get the net out and try and capture it and let it free. But it's probably a pet of Eric, as you so rightly said. A few people have referred to Eric in the thing. Yeah, that's very true. Yes, so being by water. So this is just a nice piece of relaxing stuff from Tim Williams, and it's all water related. Not the seaside, but a nice stream and dream. There we go. How lovely is that? Isn't that beautiful? That's Exmoor, isn't it? And it's what I always think is great when you see water living in Sussex by the South Downs, where it's rare to see the water coming down the side of a hillside because of the chalk that's permeable. You get water coming out where it's hit the water table or it's hit a harder rock formation or something, and then the water can come out, and we have the springs. But you just don't get those. You just don't get those water cascading down the side like that, and unless you go to places like that, and you see that up in Shropshire as well, down Cardingmill Valley and places like that on the Shropshire Hills of the Long Mynd, because it's volcanic rock and it's hard, and the water just seeps through the upper turf and weaves its way through the crevices and fissures. Fissures is a word I can't always pronounce properly. Fissures. Say that when you're drunk. But it's so beautiful. It's just so beautiful to see that, and all the mosses on those stones. Thank you very much, Tim. Really appreciate that. That is lovely, lovely. And because Exmoor is down there. Exmoor is a moor I'd like to go to. I've been to Dartmoor. I'd like to go to more moors. More moors, please. More moors. I see quartz, says Jeff. Gold pan! That was my lunch spot on my walk. How lovely. How beautiful there to be sitting there noshing away on a nice freshly cooked McDonald's. No, a freshly nice sandwich and fresh vegetables or whatever, and have that in your background. That'd be absolutely fantastic. Water is good. Anyway, ladies and gentlemen, I think we've sort of come to the end of the show. If you've enjoyed the show, 87 odd people watching, 40 guys, stick your thumbs up. That would be very kind. Thank you very much. Thank you so much for coming along and watching the show. The next show will be on Wednesday. Friday coming up. I hope to have the lovely Julia back in. Wasn't it great last Friday? We just had the last show with Julia actually here. It was so. We had a good old chinwag afterwards, and I think Julia was said she had missed being up here with the old Vobes on the show, being part of it, and we had certainly missed her. And it's not. I mean, it's great on Skype, and we must do some more guests on Skype. So if somebody fancies co-hosting, like the Wednesday show, if somebody fancies doing that on Skype, so we get people further afield, maybe we could do that. That could be quite good. And on Fridays, of course, the lovely Julia now free to come in. I just moved them this side, you see, you notice, because they'll be gone. They'll be gone. Anyway, thank you so much. And to Josephine Suter, that was so kind of you to plonk those down. That was such a surprise. That was really nice, really kind. Everybody's so kind and generous. And to Fran, burgundy or Merlot coloured and orange. And I would be so proud to put one of your creations wherever it is, whether it's a wall hanging or a scarf for the winter that I can wear on the show. It'd be great. And yeah, definitely want to meet up and do a guided walk. I will think about that. And one with Gabriel, and get Richard Suggett on the show, and all, there's so many good things. So stay with us. We will do our best and work hard to make it all happen. In the meantime, thank you for coming along. Judith couldn't make it today. I think she's got a birthday thing going on with her daughter, so she's not been moderating. So thanks to Julia for the moderating in there. Thanks to you for coming. And thank you to Andrew Norris for setting the Joy theme. Don't forget, if you want to set the theme, bung it on video, send it to us. Information on how to do it is in the description. And thanks to all the videos that have come in, really funny. And David Keel, you have to say, you are the bravest man. You are the bravest man that I know. That was that cow. I've never seen anything like it. So thanks for sharing that. So it's all been great. Anyway, better go. I'll move those over there temporarily. So thank you so much for that. I will catch up with you on Wednesday. Be back again at 4 o'clock on the Board Explorer to do some reading. There is another video already and primed to go tomorrow morning. But until then, have a wonderful rest of the evening. Have a great day tomorrow and see you soon. Ta-ta. Thanks for watching. Bye-bye for now. Bye-bye. Bye-bye.